I have your attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Crypto Night Show. Your host Superman in the house for another special day here in crypto, and of course covering PulseChain. Going to be a lot of fun. Man, I'm getting excited. I don't know about you, but we're going to check out the Pulse chart and look at what it looks like after the the pump that we had yesterday. So we're going to check that out. So I hope you enjoy that. We're going to cover obviously the interest rate decision that's coming up, looming on the 10th, so it's about 2 days from now, just in the countdown. And so yeah, we're going to get into that. That's looking very bullish, by the way, for the crypto run. We've got going to cover the crypto markets, PulseChain, the Pulse chart. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to obviously get into some of the big news that happened overnight or yesterday with Liberty Swap and Railgun. That is live now. And so we're going to look at that feature. And then also we're going to get into the Monster Thread. Monster Thread number 31 is out, the hottest PulseChain weekly news. And of course, MVS Crypto is the editor-in-chief and the promotional lead for the Crypto Night Show. So we're going to check out all that and some of the cool news items and cool projects that are in there. We're also going to cover ProveX. Day number 27 is about to finish up in about an hour and 8 minutes. So the rate's going to change for day 28. We're going to look at the changes in the volumes of that as well. We're going to look at a little preview of some of the projects that are coming up that we expect that are going to be, potentially on the large side. So we're going to look at Raka Michelle, Coinwell, Fast Abdul's, Vault 369. And of course, we're also going to look at some of the projects inside the Monster Thread as well. We've got some new stuff happening there. And then, of course, we're going to have a good time. That's pretty much it. A good time. I didn't say a long time, but a good time. So it's going to be fun. So some major stuff with Railgun, of course. That is huge news, and that's going to continue to ramp up from the team. Very excited about where that's all going to head. Going to be very, very cool indeed. So privacy chain, PulseChain, loving it. All right, so kind of cool. Let's move that over there. We've got some good data, so we're going to kick into it. Let's say hello. Don't forget to get in the chat there as well, and share the show out on X. Really helps a lot. Hit the repost button there. Take a moment to do that. Very, very cool, especially as you're coming in to watch the show. Now, we're streaming on 3 YouTube channels, PulseChain X, Superman Crypto, and the Crypto Night Show. So 3 YouTube channels. And so we've had really, get some really good green shoot growth there. So maybe we're starting to pick up. Maybe the bottom is in, and we're starting to pick up there on the old crypto. Now, also on X, don't forget to smash the follow button there as well. We're getting some good growth there, rebuilding the channel. It's pretty cool. Now, if you guys want to go to the next level and get some whole ton of intel, I just strongly suggest you join the Strategy Club inside Discord. It's just over $1 a day to join up, and I'm passing intel in there all the time. As you guys know, obviously I'm looking at the markets and everything else all day, and talking, having chats with teams and influencers and people of great knowledge around TA and other things. And so we pass a lot of intel there as we go. So pretty cool. And we're the only one that runs the extensive research outside of blockchain analysis on the blockchain, on PulseChain. So you get a lot of insights that way as well. All right, let's get into it without further ado. Let's kick it off and see how the stock market went for Monday. Monday, as they say. Oh, what a day. All right, so S&P 500 slips on cautious trading ahead of the key Fed meeting. And, of course, that is coming up. We're going to look at that in a minute. Dow Jones, the top 30 industrials, or at least a big suite of them, is down 0.5% to 215 points to 47,739. And if we look over the last, what are we going to look over the last month on the Dow Jones chart there, we can see we're just down from that previous high, so not too bad. S&P 500 is down 1/3%, 24 points to 6,846. We're expecting that to get somewhere between 7,000 and 7,300 by the end of the year. So we're expecting quite an uplift before Christmas. We'll see how we get on with that. And we can see over the last month that we're back to where we started, basically, at a dip in the middle. The NASDAQ there is just down a tad, 0.14%, 32 points to 23,545. And that is pretty much flatlined with what we were a month ago. So there we go. But we're pretty high up there on the old NASDAQ. Now, obviously, AI is the big boom, but there are a lot of other high-tech segments or segments in the economy that are booming. We've got robotics and transistors, all that sort of stuff. And also, we may see, even though AI is kind of the big focus at the moment, and of course, that's going to get be ramping up in the next 10 years, and it's going to go everywhere pretty much. We've probably got another technology in terms of quantum technology that may end up surprising to the upside on that as well. So that may even be a bigger deal. So we're going to maybe look at that in the future. We've got we've got the US dollar at the moment, 99. So that is just up a tad, just up a little bit. Moving to commodities. Commodities at the moment, we've got West Texas, $58.88. That's up slightly. Brent oil, $60.51, up slightly, like you were talking about, a few cents. Gold at the moment still holding pretty strong, 4,219. And if we look on that on the last month, it's kind of where we were back on the 13th of November. And then we got silver at $58.49, and silver's having a great run. We're expecting that to continue because of Trump's golden era. And so that is that we're expecting those just to continue there with gold and silver. Pretty cool. Now, we did see, I talked about this yesterday, but Dr. James Tour, he is one of the world's top nanotechnologists and also expert on a few other topics out there. So he was talking about they've got this new flash technology, which will be kicking into gear on in January with the production of rare earths in the United States using flash technology, recycling all the electronics. So that is super big deal. And they're expecting to, I think, ramp up fully by, I think, something like September next year. So that's going to be pretty exciting. So America there leading into the rare earths, and it's a dirty business to process it. And most of it's done in China. So that is a big deal there. And of course, they're working with the Trump administration to get it up and running with leading the way. So that's a game changer. We've got Darren in the house there. Hi, Superman. Try and keep us positive with your amazing content over Christmas. Keep up the great work from the UK. A big shout out there, Darren. Appreciate that. And of course, I will. You know me. I will. All right. So that's kind of where we are right now. Let's have a look at the meeting for the Fed. So the positive tone exists as many investors expect the Fed to ease monetary policy. So still a dovish Fed, what they call a dovish Fed. In other words, rates to go down, especially after the delayed release of September's core personal consumption expenditure price index, which we covered on Friday. That's the preferred gauge for the Fed. It's a broader measure than the CPI, the Consumer Price Index. Came in softer than expected at the end of last week, so that was pretty cool. We saw the core rate come in at about 2.8% and just below expectations, I think, which was 2.9%. The cool inflation reading combined with signs of a softening labor market and fragile consumer spending. Remember, all of this stuff is lagged, so it's looking in the past. And I actually think the forward side of things are probably going to improve because of the quite strongly as we enter into the end of this quarter and into next year because of the Trump, the really cool stuff that Trump's doing with the golden age. That we went through all that stuff yesterday. If we have time, maybe we'll do it again and go through it again. It's a great list. There's one thing I've got missing off the list, by the way, but it is what it is. There's little in the way of economic data to change the narrative Monday, although Tuesday's JOLTS job report data could add on additional importance given the monthly official jobs report is now being released after the Fed meeting. Fed fund futures are pricing an 88% chance of a Fed rate cut, so that's the kind of the bottom line. The language used by the Fed officials, especially in the post-meeting statement and projections for 2026, will be closely watched as well. Obviously, we're expecting to see rate cuts continue into next year, right? That's kind of where we are there. The key question is, what will the Fed signal for the next year, given that we will be getting a new forecast from them as well? Now, not every meeting has a forecast, so that's going to be widely watched. As such, the most dovish they could possibly be is to put a second rate cut for the 2022 forecast, but they will be reluctant. So we shall see what happens there. All right, so big day coming up in about 2 days. Let's have a look at the actual Fed rate monitor itself. And we've got 1 day and 20 hours to go, so less than that 2 day window. It's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to watch that, put it in your calendar. 85.2% of the market expecting a rate cut now. The bond market kind of already moved, so there's a lot of pressure on it, in addition to the inflation result and the softer labour market. So it's looking very good, guys. This is great news for third rate cut for the year, and 25 basis points. That will take it down from 4% for the federal funds rate down to 3.75, and that's good. And it's also going to be good for homeowners because there's quite a bit of stress in the home market. And if you remember, the Great Recession was caused essentially by changing in the housing rules, allowing people to take mortgages when they shouldn't have, and then having bad mortgages enter into the funds, because it was ended up being the real economy taking down the financial market, and the dominoes fell, right? So we are seeing a bit of stress in the markets today. So everyone's always looking for reasons why we might get an economic collapse or pullback. It's always reasonable to look at those scenarios, but we're looking still pretty good. I think we're going to be unbelievably good because of Trump coming in. Now, if it was a Democrat, I'd be doom and gloom, especially if the tax cuts had not been extended, because remember, that's actually what propped Biden up, was Trump's tax policy from his 45th presidency, and that actually helped to make Biden look better than he otherwise did. But then, of course, Biden went and did all the spending and corruption activities. So it's on top of that. So it was a good thing that Trump came back in again to save the day. So there we go, 85% expectation of cuts there. Now looking at January, we've got 25% of the market expecting another 25 basis point cut by January. That's the 26th, so put that in your calendar as well. And then March there, we haven't got much more than that. 8% expecting a 25 basis cut, 3.25%. Now generally a good rule of thumb is a 1-to-1. So if inflation's around 2.8, 2.9%, then if we were at 4% right now, then you'd expect us to go down by at least 1 percentage point or 100 basis points down to at least 3%. So we'll see how we get on there. But that's the reason why the rates would continue to go down. Now, presumably you want to do it faster, depending on how bad things are. So if the labour market got worse, inflation comes down, those two metrics, then you could probably do a 50 basis point cut, right? So we'll see how we get on. So far, it's just been creeping down. All right, so that is the interest rate decision looms. 1 day, 20 hours to go. Let's see whether the markets rally tomorrow. We'll find out. Actually, let's go to the futures, though. We've got the futures market here. I think we have. Always when I go to find stuff, let's see what the futures are saying right now. Actually, we had it there already, actually. I've got the 500 is slightly green, so it's actually slightly green at the moment. Not a lot, but it's up just a little bit there. So we'll see how that holds up during the day for Tuesday's opening. All right, so that's going to lead us into the crypto markets. We've got cryptographics, talking about crypto markets. We've got cryptographics announced there, one of the large Titanx PulseChain influencers. Yeah, boy. And, just an absolute top communicator is cryptographics, absolute top communicator. He's put in here, Ether white paper just went live, my man. Can't wait to hear your thoughts on it. It might be something I have to look at tomorrow, cryptographics. I'll have to have a look at it. Can't do it on the live stream, but that is very, very cool. So we might pull that up on tomorrow. Let me take a little snapshot. I'll take a snapshot of that. We like doing snapshots on the show. Let's scroll down there. Let's take a little snapshot of that. I'm taking a snapshot of the studio, so I've got the link there. All right, kind of cool. Great stream, by the way. Appreciate that. Big shout out there. Yeah, if you're watching out there, you love Unity and Taurus and everything that cryptographics is doing, check out the docs there, Taurus, docs.taurus.win/collaborative staking there. So there we go. Bam, check it out today, and hit cryptographics up if you have any questions. Getting excited about that. Some good stuff happening here. All right, so we've got the total market cap at the moment for crypto, $3.188 trillion, down 0.5%. So not too bad. But remember, we're way up at $4.25 trillion. Remember, so we're still climbing back up. We've got the Bitcoin at the moment over 90K still, so that's good. $90,888, up 1.4%. Ethereum at the moment up 3.2% at $3,132. We got XRP at number 4 up 2.3% at $2.08. BNB up 1.2% at $900 at number 5. Number 7 is Solana at 1.8%, $133. We got Tron at number 9 at the moment, down 1.3% at 28 cents. And we got Doge there up 3.9% at 14.3 cents. Those are our top 10 at the moment. and the best performer there is Doge, but followed pretty closely behind by Ethereum there, up 3.3%. So good news there, and of course that's following the Ethereum what's it, Fusaka? I think it's Fusaka fork there. Hopefully I said that right. What else? We got green weeks. The week's been pretty green, right? So Ethereum's been the best performer over the last week, apparently 14.5% to $3,133. We got down to about 2,600 on the move, slightly above Tom Lee's 2,500. So it's pretty good. And then that's closely. I guess the next best one is BNB up 10.6% for the week. So there we go, a little bit of green there. Recovering from the big 10th of October event with the big liquidation and the slamming of the market maker's balance sheet. So it looks like we're recovered from there, getting ready for our Christmas rally, man. Bring it on. Top performer in the top 100s, we got Nash or Provenance blockchain. It's ranked number 70, but it's the best performer in the last week, up 26.6% over the last week, but most of that's today. It's up 25.9% today. PulseChain is up 23% for the week. And then we got Zcash, Zeke there, up 22.6%. That is most of that. In fact, that's all of that's today, 23% as well. So that's pretty impressive. Pepe up 19% for the week. And we saw Pepe on PulseChain make a bit of a move after being pushed down yesterday. So that was kind of cool. We'll have a look at that today. That's up 8% today. And then we got Chainlink to wrap off the top 5 and the top 100, 15.8% for the week. So there we go. Chainlink there looking good. And talking about Chainlink, we're going to be hopefully having our second Oracle on PulseChain, Signum Oracle, coming down very, very soon. Hopefully before Christmas. I mean, fingers crossed. I mean, it certainly seems to always be taking a little bit longer than forever. Now that we've had that PulseChain pump, we're getting a bit of a move on the price floor. Hopefully, maybe the Tetra and Signum will launch sooner than later. Before the end of the year would be very, very nice. That'd be very, very bullish for the next year, because it means all the teams can go and use those protocols and build on them, etc. All right, so the top 1,000 gainers, we've got Power Protocol up 74%, Troll up 22%, and Zcash up 23%. And the top 1,000 there, we've got Trending Pudgy Penguins, which is up 4.5%, Zcash, and Monad there are trending overall. So that's the overview of the old crypto market right now. Let's quickly have a look at the stablecoin category. Obviously, the Genius Act is going to become increasingly important, I believe, as early as next year. I think it was so you get the legislation through for the Genius Act earlier this year, and I think it was the minimum. It was the earliest of the regulator setting up versus the Act itself. And the Act itself, I think, had a date of January 27. But if the regulator gets set up, I think it was as early as 6 months. So that presumably, just remember rightly, might end up being, like February, March next year. So we'll try and keep tabs on that, because that's a big, big deal, right? Because Treasury Scott Bessent was talking about up to $4 trillion in stablecoin boom in crypto by 2030. And obviously that's massive. We already see a lot of stuff happening in the stablecoin market, like USDX1, USD1, and things like that. And there's lots of projects, launching different models, but none of them really have done the algorithmic stablecoin. And so hopefully PUSD algo will be that one, because it looked pretty good about a year and a half or so, 2 years ago when it was testing. All right, so at the moment we've got the stablecoins market cap at $312 million. So it's definitely gone up a lot, right? So $312 million, and we can see that that's dominated by a Tether, 185 million, USDC 78 million, and we've got the USDS here sitting at $9.5 billion. What did I say, millions? I meant billions. 185 billion, 78 billion, 9.5 billion. And then we got number 4, we got Ethna there, USDE, 6.6 billion, and then DAI sitting at 4.3. We can see USD1 there, the Trump one there, down at number 7, actually, just below PayPal, and that is 3.8 for PayPal, 2.7 billion for USD1 there. Then we have Tether Gold, Falcon, and I think Pax Gold there. So I think those are top 10, if I did that rightly. So that's kind of the play right now. We're expecting, obviously, some stuff around the USD1 with the Trump family, given how connected they are and how bullish they are about Bitcoin. We'll keep a tabs on that as well. So that's all stable coins. But let me see here. We've got category here. I wanted to customize that. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that actually. The majority of these are on Ethereum, right? So the majority of these are on Ethereum, and I think it's something like 95% of stablecoins are on Ethereum. So that's why it's been the chosen chain, for many reasons. Not only that, but smart contracts, winning the smart contract battle, and also tokenization, right? So that's kind of the leading themes there. All right, let's move on to PulseChain. Are we ready? Let's go. Even cryptographics believers weeping at that, with that right now. Anyway, we've got PulseChain at the moment, day 941. That is sitting at quadruple 0188. We're up 9.2%. So not too bad. I think we were up 25% or so yesterday or something like that. So that's not bad. Actually, no, 40%. I think we got to 40%, didn't we? 40% or something. So we're up 9% at the moment. We're sitting at 19% of the mean sacrifice price at the moment. For me, this is just below the cost price. So cost price being the total dollars divided by total points, total tokens of Pulse, approximately. I mean, it's approximate, but I had it at just over 2,000, maybe 2,100, with the whale price at 4,100. So, and the mean sacrifice obviously at 0.001, or 10,000 is what I would put it in my terms. But yeah, here we are at 9%. So just below that. Interesting enough. PulseX at the moment, quadruple 0148 is up 21%. Yay! Good for PulseX. Did a great job. Was up 76% earlier yesterday on the pump, didn't it? 76%. Pretty not bad. Up 21% still today. So the question is, we get a higher price floor, right? We build out a higher price floor and move on up and call the all-time low from ProveX, and we move ahead there. It's certainly looking promising at the moment. Now we're at quadruple 0148, so we're at 15% of the mean sacrifice price. I have that about just below half of the cost price, and obviously it's below the whale price 4,100 and the sacrifice price at 0001. Mean sacrifice price there. We're sitting at 8.25% on the buy and burn. Obviously, volumes have been generally pretty low, except for the last sort of 2 days, maybe 3 days. Before that, we were doing a pitiful amount, $4.5 to $5.5 million, and that is just too low, right, for anyone to enjoy. I hear some beeping outside. I'm not really sure what it is. Hopefully, it has nothing to do with me. Anyway, we've got Sync token at the moment, or Ink token. InSync. I just call it InSync. I just turned the Ink token into a boys band. InSync. We're at 72 cents, up 13.8%. We've got the Hex at the moment on PulseChain up 6.5% at 3400th of a penny. eHex at the moment 1100th of a penny, down from that 1300th we saw yesterday. We're sitting. We were over half a penny yesterday. We're down at 4500th of a penny today on the old Hex. There we go. Great prices to pick up and scoop up and accumulate on the DCA for the win. Gas prices at the moment 1,200. No, it's 212,000 beats. 1/10 of a penny for a PulseX swap right now, so super cheap. Validators at the moment 52,359, pretty much where we've been for almost 2 weeks now, around that level, plus or minus 50 or something. We got the bridge at the moment. Let's have a look there. Bridge is 82.7 million. Yay! That's pretty cool. So we're slowly climbing. I mean, we've got a bit of work to do, but it's kind of cool. eHex is down a lot, right? So eHex is in there. If eHex went from 1100th of a penny to 3/10 of a penny, and then we would get back over 100 mil probably, quite nicely. In fact, we'd do it quite easily, wouldn't it? We're 11 mil, so that'd give us another 20 million. So that'd put us at 100 million. So you guys go and buy eHex if you want the bridge dollars to get back to 100 mil. Just go pump that up, baby. Pump that up. All right. So let's have a look at the Pulse stats. Let's have a look here. We're going to go to the bridge. Now this is going to be updated at UTC, so I think that's in about 45 minutes, I think. But yesterday we had a green day, guys. $290,000. So this is about 23 hours old, almost, not quite. We had $1.1 million in, $817K out. $290,000 net daily inflow. Now, a little bit of that might have also been the Liberty swap, possibly. They were bringing 50 ETH or something. So I'm not sure how they were doing that, but maybe they did little parcels, put it under the radar or something. But that is there. So we'll see what the day is today in about an hour or so. So that is the PulseChain stats. All right, so let's go to the PulseChain chart. Let's do that. Let's go full mode though. Let's go full mode on that. Bam. There we go. Look at that magic. Look at that magic there. What else? We got Heartwood Dog in the house there. Good morning, Superman. Big shout out to Heartwood Dog. Going to be talking about the Gold Hogmeister soon. Is it okay? I got some breaking news. Is it okay if I release the breaking news? Maybe I should. Maybe I should do it. Do it live. Damn it. All right, we might. Excited about that. So a big shout out to Pulse of the Fallen, guys. Pulse of the Fallen. That is the founder there. And a big shout out there. If you haven't checked it out, PulseChain's own anime series. I just always trips me out when I think about that. You know, that's how diverse PulseChain is with culture, which we love and we love. Not all about the green candles. It is also about the culture of the crew, especially when you've been around for 6 years. You know, streaming about it. It's got to be something more than just tokens. Yeah, it's anime. Power up, power up. All right, so that's kind of the play there. Let's jump into the chart. This is the PulseChain chart. We're sitting at 40s 1883, which is a good year for cognac if you like cognac. I need some drum roll thing. Either that or I need one of those rug pulls. No, quadruple 01883. We've had the big volume yesterday on this main pair at least, because there's obviously more than one pair. It was $5 million in volume. And so, yeah, we've got some interesting stuff. Now, I have my moving averages here. I've got the 21 moving average in purple here. In fact, I haven't set this up as I normally would. But I got the 21 moving average, which is a pretty good one on the daily. I'm sure Brenton, our TA guru, would like that. But that is sitting at the moment at 1900. So we're at 1883. So we're just below that. But we're above the 9-day moving average at the moment. And that is at 1770. So we're above the 9-day, and that's actually moving up. So with this big pump, so looking pretty good. Now, typically, just like we wick down, and we often go down to the wicks. Remember these wicks here? We often go down to those wicks. Well, we know we've got this wick to the upside this time. So that gives us a good idea that we might move up to that wick. And that wick also touched the 50-day EMA, and which is at 2339. So that would be a nice little push to there. So yeah, let's see if we can continue to push up. And of course, we might get a little bullish cross here with the 9-day over the 21. But normally I use a 34-day, 34. But yeah, still not too bad there. Moving up to 21 and get a nice little bullish cross there. Be very, very cool. So it'd be good to get over that 21 moving average in any case, and we're very close to it. So let's see what happens to the rest of today. So that's kind of the play there right now. The RSI's got plenty of room to move. 45 on the RSI. Looking at the weekly, of course, we got even more room to move. Look at that. We're down at 35 in RSI. So we can have a good time moving up here. A good time. All right. I don't know what movie that it's from, but anyway. Good Morning Vietnam. No, it's not that one, is it? I don't know. Can't remember. But yeah, that's kind of where we're heading at the moment. You can see on the short term, on the 4-hour at least, we're still looking pretty bullish. And nice little bullish crosses here as well. The 9 4-hour over the 21 hour. So that's moving up as well. In fact, it looks like we're bouncing around that 9 4-hour mark at the moment. So hopefully that all means up and to the right, does it? Hopefully that's what it means. So that's kind of PulseChain at the moment. Let's go to the weekly though and look at the chart overall. That's kind of the health of the chain, right? So if you're in a project, you want to always outdo the pulse, right? You want to outdo the pulse and be the leverage play. And, you know, a lot of projects will do that. We saw PulseX doing it yesterday. That was pretty impressive. And, yeah, so that's where we're at. We might do full charts tomorrow. So that is kind of the chart there. And can we get the bottom in? Will this be the bottom? Can we get a new price floor? At the moment, we had the bottom in the previous week was at 1472. And here we are, 1889 right now, and the low so far for this week is 1785. So was that the bottom? And are we going to be able to put a higher price floor here, somewhere over 22 to 23, right? So if we look at that wick, that was about 23. So I think if we can slowly move past that, then yeah, get some good times going. Now, ultimately, we're going to want to beat out 5,700, right? We want to beat that out there and start tracking up to the upside, right? So that's kind of what we're looking forward to at the moment. We've got lots of room in the RSI to start moving up there, and we've got the perfect storm. That's probably the word. The perfect party times signals coming up. We've got the interest rate cuts, and then hopefully a Christmas rally into January. Now, obviously, over the New Year's, it's always quiet, right? Between let's say Christmas, just after Christmas Day, through to maybe even around about the 7th or to the 10th. It's normally pretty quiet through that time. But then maybe, mid-late January, it is boom time, right? Which is actually when Tom Lee's picking up for the pickup there. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to. Bit of a Christmas run, and then a really bullish January. Not the first half because it's quiet, but after maybe the 10th of January, it might really pick up. So keep a look out for that. See whether that comes in play. All right, so let's go to the daily one more time just to finish off what I was talking about here. So yeah, can we get a price floor? The price floor would be pretty cool if we can get over here, right? This 22 to 2300, so this zone. Let me draw a little box because we love drawing. I love drawing here. All right, so let's put a little box. Let's go to 23, and we'll bring it up down to about there. So if we can get over that little green box there, that'd be pretty cool. And we've got all the room for it. It's got all the right stuff there. Kind of nice. We got the Jeets. The Jeets pushed us down, right? The Jeets. It was just too big though, right? I mean, let's be frank. You pump the charts and then you put a 76% in on PulseChain. Come on. The Jeets are going to sell that, right? The Jeets are going to sell. And what we want is a bit more maneuvering. However, it is giving us a higher price floor, and we're holding up at the moment. So good news at the moment. Obviously, if we collapse from here, that'd be bad. But I think most of the signals are telling us that we're going to be going up. So that's kind of where I felt that is going to be the case. And I went through all those, of course, with the moving averages, with the spike there, and with the RSI, etc. So that's kind of the play there. Should we put a probability to it? Let's do it. Let's do it live. Let's take the risk. I'll put a probability. I actually think it's like 70% plus, so probably 75%. It's very, very likely there. Not just likely, but very likely. But I could be wrong. So, that's why it's a probability that I just made. All right, so that's kind of the play on that one. Let's go into the markets. We've got $30 million in volume. That's got to be good. That's a lot better than 5 million. 30 million is a lot better than 5 million. We got any more comments in here? We got some more comments here. We got Matthew in ours there. Thoughts on Peacock? Do you think it will outperform the cause? I do. Yeah, I do think that. But we'll have a look at that now because we're up to that sort of section. Looking at the top 100 trending as well. Thanks, Matthew, for that question. We got Dewey Scum in house there. What do you all? What's up, all? How are we living? I think we're living pretty good. Sunny here in New Zealand, like super sunny. We've had very good weather the last couple of weeks. Done unbelievably good. So very, very cool. Everyone's enjoying it. Feels like we're in getting a slice of heaven again. It's kind of neat. All right, so let's have a look. We got at the moment we've got Yonk. Yonk's been around for 29 days, at least as peer. It's been up 41% at the moment. We've got Sparta at the moment on a bit of a comeback there. Not 10k volume on this one. 25%. So Sparta there versus the Hex pair on the ups there. So not bad. And we've got a move there on the Hex. Let's have a look at the Hex ratio. Up the last couple of days. In fact, that's the daily there. It's pretty violent on the old Hex ratio, but it's up 5.23. PulseX, of course, was the big mover yesterday, up 76%. It was pretty awesome. We did enjoy it. Still up 19.5% right now. Down 10% also in the last 6 hours. We got PDC, the Greys. Now, what did we see? We saw Perry Banana put a really good video about the pumpamentals, about PDC, with the fact that they've been pushing a lot of pulse into the LP and suggesting that was really prime for a big rise after 22 months. It's about the same price, but getting ready for that next big move. So it could be a nice little entry. It is the first DAO token, and we do consider it a blue chip. There are pros and cons to it, and it's always good to be critiqued, but that's true of all coins. Kind of cool like that. Now, Hex on Pump Tires at the moment, been around for 10 months. Pump Tires been around for 10 months now. Is that crazy or what? Pump Tires 10 months there, almost a year, 2 months ago, I guess. We got that up 15% right now on the old Hex. Let's have a look at that one, shall we? Let's have a look at the Hex on Pump Tires. I don't know what the distribution looks like, but of course, Pump Tires are 1 billion tokens, right? I don't know if it's had any burning mechanism added to it. That's the daily, so let's go to the weekly there. That's the weekly chart there. So coming off the bottom there, was down at 00029, now at 00042. So we'll keep a tabs on that. That is the old Bitcoin Hex on the old Pump Tires. Vouch. So Vouch is pretty cool. Now Vouch, of course, is number one validator on PulseChain. Over 1%, I think it was. number one validator, and I think they've got about almost 10% of validators. Yeah, not far from it. Probably pretty close. Probably getting in there. Maybe 9%, 8%, something like that, but definitely close to 10, getting up to 10. So quadruple zero watts, 1700, quadruple zero 1700 right now. There's the weekly chart as well, and it looks like it got quite a bit of support at around 1371. So looking good. Now, obviously, if Pulse continues to rally, this could really run away. That being said, I haven't gone through who the holders are and all that sort of stuff, so it's quite a bit of detail to go through. But it's got a green candle for the week, looking good. On the daily, let's have a look at the dailies there at the moment, coming off the bottom of the RSI. So looking kind of cool there on the pickup there. The ratio to Pulse, so look there for Vouch. Yeah, kicking up there. So got to 0.82 Pulse, getting back up to 93. And a 1-to-1 ratio is not far above it, is it? It's not, no, not far at all. So almost there. And that'd be a 1-to-1 Vouch to Pulse. And these guys are very cool, right? So basically they're accumulating more validators, setting up more validators. So they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. It's becoming, it's just a snowball in slow motion. That's not that slow, but it's kind of that kind of idea. It's just getting bigger and bigger and becoming a bigger part of the whole blockchain. 51% attack. It's attack. It's an attack. Damn it. Damn you, Vouch. All right. So that's kind of where we are right now, and it's looking good. Plus, they have the taxes, right, for the trading as well. So there we go. We just went PDC and Vouch. I kind of see them as competitors, but I'd like to see Prairie Bananas comment on that. I need to go and see whether he's actually made any comments about that. But this has got the superiority of the validators here, right? Almost 10% of the validators as well as income. Now, this is the difference. This is what we're talking about. So I've been talking about blue chips, and the reason why is because I think it's we need to get a decent category of blue chips that people can get into and are more investable compared to 99% of tokens on the chain. We kind of need that quality 1%, and we need some heavyweights and some blue chip protocols, right? We need some really good stuff. Now, we have different levels of risk and return underneath that. But it'd be really cool to have, and you probably have to be a little generous with the definition. But I definitely see Vouch, obviously, with the anchoring and the Pulse validating in that category. PDC the Greys, I think, as the first DAO token, that first mover advantage, the size, the influences, all that sort of stuff, the tokenomics, the professionalism, new dashboards. I kind of would put them in that category as well. So yeah, we're going to probably do a video on blue chips by the end of the year, and I'd like to see us have 6 investables that have a pretty big outlook as well. Now, I do think that the set's probably bigger than that, probably twice that size, probably 12, but that would include quality utility tokens that haven't really pumped yet because PulseChain's been down so much. But you probably would argue that it's probably at least a dozen projects. So we might go through that as a show. I think that'd be pretty cool. Underneath that, then we have another level of risk return from my point of view. And that we got a number of categories. Let's say we had A, B, C, D, E, F, for example. I think we've got a lot of good a lot of good B categories, and then you get to the next level of risk and return after that. So I think level A and B could be pretty cool, but A would kind of be the blue chips there. It's kind of the way I'm sort of laying the land, and maybe we will do a video on that soon. All right, so there we go, and I think we might end up getting to half a dozen by the end of the year. It's looking promising. We're going to talk about a couple of those projects coming up. So that is Vouch, kind of cool. Moving on to some others down here. We've got number 9 is DAI on the old pump tires. So that's at up 14%. So have a look at that. Obviously, PDAI has been a big narrative. It's one of our biggest communities in the Pulse chain. So, top 3, I would say. Maybe number 1 out of the top 3, but it's certainly one of the big ones. So we've got that 0002100 right now. And that's looking pretty good on the old price. So coming off the bottom, we did come off 1500 there, 1500. So got the pulse ratio. Really just bounced there quite a bit after sort of just staying in the zone. Still in the same zone though, right? But at 11 pulse there for the old pump tire DAI. Off the bottom. It's off the bottom. Still off the bottom. Look at that. Oh my God. Let's go to the weekly. We need a weekly candle there. Let's log that too. That is, so we're still coming off the bottom there. It might be a nice little pickup. Still speculative. You really got to, at this point in the market, you really got to decide which are the better quality projects. What else there? We got number 9, Sava there, or it's popped in there. Had a bit of movement there. Content reward token been around for 6 months, up 30%. DevC coin, been around for 3 months, up 12% there. Firewall, this is the one that he owned the least of, the Firewall. I think he only had, what did we say, 52% or something? Just don't remember. I used to have these numbers written down, but in my mind. But it's a little. I think it was 52, but somewhere in that ballpark. So that one there is currently up 12%. Let's have a quick look at Firewall. This is paired with Mo's token. Yeah, it's off the bottom. Not surprising. 0001000 there. That's all gone silent. All gone silent, pretty much, isn't it? What else we got there? Most wanted, one of the top pump tire tokens, up 11%. So that's sitting at 0065. After Peacock, I think is the most valuable one. If we go to RH Max, should we do that? RH memes. Man, we're really flowing today, aren't we? Did you feel the flow? We're all flowing today. It's a flow day. We're just flowing through this today. So he says to himself. So we got I think it's the pump tires die, is it? Or was that the P die? It must be the pump tires die. We got Peacock up there. We got Peacock. I wouldn't even have the die on there, honestly. For me, I just ignore the die. We got the Peacock. We got the Peacock up there. It's 11.3 million. So that's kind of for me the number one there. I don't know when they added this die that they got added on because Peacock was there. Most at the moment is at 6.6 million, and then Pump is at 3.4. So those are the top three there. Ignoring die. It's ignore die. Don't look at die. Don't look at the Pump die. Anyway, so we just did. I just did it. Damn it. Couldn't resist. Dewey Scum says, all is well, steady as we go. Indeed. Steady as we go, indeed. That's true. Steady and then jump to the upside. Dang, anyone heard from the Firewall since the SolidX and X game situation? No, I haven't really seen anything myself on that, but we'll see what happens there. Right. What else? The most wanted there. Current market cap $6.5 million, and you can see really it's number 2 behind Peacock there. All right, so that's ticking away there, and you're buying off the bottom right now, but it doesn't have any revenue, right? So Peacock has revenue. I mean, it's expanding as well because they're adding more and more products. And so, that's going to be interesting to see. I'd love to see some dashboards and report stuff on, in addition to the stuff that Liberty Swap's got, but we're going to have a look at that in a minute. But these ones, we're talking about businesses, right? So even, in addition to the reflection tokens, right, which PTC has and Vouch has, but Vouch has almost 10% of the validators. So the validator side I see as a business because it's just it's supporting the whole network, and so that's why I think it's obviously superior from that point of view, from the fact that income and that's network supporting, and then of course. Peacock is a utility meme coin, right? Because it has all the fees coming from the bridges and swapping and LP pools and all that sort of stuff. And of course now Railgun too. So it's got all that, whereas most doesn't, as far as I know, has no revenue supporting it. And so it's really about the community and the holders and all that sort of stuff. So it's going to be interesting. The ones with the business surely got to rule the roost, surely got to win the day, because they have the revenue stream coming in, absorbing sell pressure and pushing price up, generally speaking. All right, so that is the case. I say generally speaking because you've always got big sellers out there, big holders that can potentially dump wreck charts, and pull LPs and things like that. So it's considered was it ceteris paribus? I think they say all other things held equal, but pretty much, or not moving. Let's say. What else do we got? Phoenix at the moment, number 18, up 8%. Pulse Puppy up 8%. Finvestor, the parent of the OG WebChef ecosystem, up 8% right now. That's at $2.56, so it's definitely down a lot. Pump Tires at number 3, right? We talked about Mo's token up here, number 2. Number 3 there for the RH Max memes. Number 3, Pump Tires. And, of course, the main token for the brand is 8%. Now, I actually think so even though this doesn't have a so-called business with it, it has the brand, right? So it's got brand power, and it's been sold off pretty hard. Got down to a quarter of a penny, now at a third of a penny right now. Had a nice little pump yesterday too on the old price, but it's the ratio that we want to look at, right? So look at that. So yeah, definitely pumped the ratio. We're sitting at 150, now at 183. So nice little move there. I don't know. Sure, if we get a run on Pulse, then surely it should have a nice run here on the old pump tires. It's going to get some more support too. With obviously that Pulse End has done some front end support for pump tires, and we understand that Liberty Swap's going to do quite a significant a front end with pump tires. Although they haven't been talking about that since they first mentioned it, so just take note. Just take note at the moment. And also, we were going to have Peacock staking coming up, and looks like that's been deferred into next year as well. And that was going to have airdrops from the meme coin. So I think they're probably just deferring that to Q1 next year, based on my knowledge then. Dewey Scum says, do you have a favorite farming tokens or yielding systems or protocols? Well, I think there's, I've gone through this many times. As you guys know, I do probably exclusively cover the farm tokens generally. I think there's been one exception there. But we've got a lot of good teams. We've got Emmett out there, Function Island, Axel. Well, Axel's a little different, but they're kind of still in that same camp. We've got Vox out there. We've got Vox out there. I was just trying to remember them all off my head. We've got Vox out there. We've got a couple farms which I don't actually interact with too much. I'm just trying to remember the names of PLS something. I think it was the other one. But overall, I think probably Emmett is probably the go-to. They have very good, I think, sustainable economics, and they've shown that, because normally farms, they pump and they die pretty quick, right? Because they offer too high yield. But actually, that's been pretty consistent with the EDI yield there on old Emmett. So, big shout out to Kairos out there. But the others are all really doing a great job. I mean, it's all about, I think it's a lot about promotion and adoption, which, as you guys know, the Crypto Night Show is one of probably only three groups, three teams in the PulseChain that actually do professional promotions, because it's the old thing. I see the old thing time and time again. I see people say, why promote something? Why do stuff like that? Why not just do it from the heart? Do it from the heart. But the reality is that teams need promoting, right? They need promoting, and it's a two-way street, right? Anything's a two-way street. So that's kind of the idea there. Now, there are other people besides Crypto Night Show that do promotions. There are, there's Shillgates out there. He does promotions. And there's another team out there which I won't name because I don't know if they talk too much about it, but there's another team out there. So but it's useful, right? Because there's if you've got heaps of pub tires, you got communities. Now it depends on it. Not all tokens are equal. Not all communities are equal. So you might have like we've turned away, like for promotion, we've turned away at least 3 teams. And we've only encountered one bad team so far, like one really bad team. Which is not always that easy, because you're dealing with some when people are bad, they're normally pretty bad, right? And normally doing pretty bad. So that's kind of the thing. But most of the teams that we dealt with have been awesome, like really good. So that's kind of some of the land there. Right. But people, Richard Hart spending millions of dollars on promotion, and so we got people in the community that go, "Oh no, don't you do promotion?" It's like, what are you talking about, dude? That's just part of the real world. All the world does promotion and marketing. Now, there's difference in ethical marketing, and so I definitely think there's difference there, and we try to hold to very good ethical standards. What else there? But there's always some bad actors out there that are out there too. What else? 100% about attention energy. Yeah. Even if you have amazing tech, it's not useful if no one knows to use it. Absolutely. So that's another aspect to promotions too, is not only promoting for brand awareness, you promote for getting conversions. You also promote for education, actually teaching people how to use the protocol as well. And that's something that Cryptographics is very good at. So he's one of the best out there with education. Like if you watch his now, obviously he's a founder now, but if you watch his education videos, he's one of the 2 best out there. There's another person that's very good as well, but it's it's quite a skill set there. All right, very cool. Let's move on. Right, so let's move on from pump tires. We had a whole chat there about the whole different topic, but there we go, pump tires there. Free advertising for pump tires. I shilled pump tires. It was an accident. All right. So there we go. We got lots of stuff here as well. Now, the other thing, of course, as you guys know, I cover the top 100 trending tokens every week. So I'm always covering a lot of projects, hundreds of projects. I cover hundreds of projects. And I'm the only large streamer covering PulseChain every day from a more factual kind of point of view, or market point of view. Not so much drama and everything else, which is fine. There's plenty of streamers out there doing that, and they do a good job in that space. Infotainment. Some people are in the middle. Infotainment people. All right, we got UFO at number 28 now at the moment, up 6.7%. Along with the PGC we just talked about. We got RSI oversold 29, up 6.5%. Dow token, of course, is another popular token. Where'd it go? All these are moving around pretty fast, guys. We're moving around. Number 31 and 32 is Dow token. I keep getting pushed down because it keeps moving, but it's up 6% as well. We've got some OG WebChef at the moment, up 6%. And then everything else sort of up over 5%. So we've got green candles still across the mark there. But a lot of these are not doing better than Pulse at the moment, are they? So they're down on the ratio against Pulse. We've got X Game down here. You mentioned earlier, that's up 2.3%. We've got Peacock at the moment. Where's Peacock? See, they're moving around a lot here. I'm having to scroll down. Peacock at the moment is at 1.1 cents. Pretty flat today. Now, we knew that Railgun has to ramp up, so there's no surprises there in terms of people using it and volumes going through. And, of course, liquidity pools being set up for that, which they bought and hold on ETH, probably do more, bring more ETH in and do more bigger limits is what they're going to be doing. So we're going to talk about that in a minute anyway. So that's pretty much it. So we've got 73 coins are in the green on the US dollar price, and then the rest of them are out of the money. Some of the ones that are out of the money at the moment, we've got Dunamis, Nexus, Whale Bay there from Humpback, the founder of Peacock. SCADA there with new supply down 15% as well. We've got Anon there, we've got one. So the one of the sacrifice pools for ProveX is the one from B Roots, and that is down right now. That's the chart. The volumes are down 6,600, so they'll be adding very little to the treasury there. I think it's 5%, is it? 5% on the treasury of the taxes. So that is there. What else? Not a big fan of that one. Time dividend down 10-11%. So we talked about blue chips before. Time dividend is definitely a blue chip one, right? And that is bouncing from the bottom there. Let's have a look at the pulse ratio. We're going to look at the weekly. There's the weekly chart there. Look at that pulse ratio there. So even though I think this is marching up, imagine if pulse recovers. Imagine what time dividend could do. It could be pretty magical there. 75 right now. So got a nice little uptrend there. And of course, that has been, KG, the founder of that, has been doing great jobs, not only with the wallet, but also reaching out to some pretty big influencers like Matt Wallace with 2.3 million followers. And that helped them to absolutely surge past 100,000 downloads. And so that's really exciting as PulseChain's main wallet, I would say. Very cool. Now we have more wallets coming, right? So we've got Ramp now is going to be doing a wallet. Apparently it's going to take maybe 6 weeks. So I'm sure they're working on that. Maybe 6 to 8 weeks. So that's coming. We probably might get that by February, maybe. Could be there. We've also got Liberty Swap is going to be ramping up their privacy wallet for Railgun to a partial full wallet. It won't be full because, there's limitations around privacy stuff, but that's going to be coming too. We do have the Rabby Wallet fork Pulse Wallet team. I think they're based in Asia or something. There's a bit of skepticism about the team, but so the wallet seems to have been operating. Let me know in the chat there if any of you guys are using that. And then of course some people are still using some of the Uniswap and Rabby Wallet, but importing up the PulseChain network into that. But it's definitely an area for expansion. We would like to see wallet expansion. Now we know wallets were also on Richard Hart's roadmap, right? So Liberty Swap's just bought in Railgun. They're going to be doing Tornado Cash in the new year, and so that's going to be bullish. And so if we can, another wallet or a couple more wallets, is going to be really good. And there's another team, a smaller team doing another wallet, I believe, as well. So that's getting exciting. So we could have a little wallet boom, and we need some good wallets. So that's for sure. We've had a lot of good dashboards lately. I've noticed that some people used to complain about not having. You'd have your portfolio, but you couldn't really track all your wallets, couldn't track all the coins and everything like that. Recently, we had PulseChain Stats launch their portfolio, and that's amazing. And that's pretty much covers just about everything, I think. I'm not sure if there's anything missing there that I'm aware of. They've really done a great job there. Brother KG doing his thing for sure. Yeah, definitely out there and about. New wallets, eh? I wonder what their gimmick is going to be. I don't know. Hopefully no gimmicks and just good wallet. Good wallet. All right, so let's move on. So that is time dividend. Bit of a discount today, but still doing pretty well on that chart. Bria, should we talk about Bria? Bria is down 9.7%. It is down at 00013, but it is waiting for one of the projects that we're going to talk about. It's supposed to be the AI agent for Coinwell and potentially it'll have a role in Coin Mafia. We shall see. Or Bria, so community is waiting for that. P Tiger there from Crypto Tiger God had been doing very well, still doing well, but down 7% today. And that's the chart there on the USD. Let's look at the Pulse chart. I think there's a pretty tight holder group with this, with P Tiger. He's a rising influencer on X. And yeah, it's up there, 311. Hey, look, the guy shoots guns out on his land property. Everyone loves gun shooting. But that's up and to the right there. So it seems to be doing pretty well so far with the community. 311 there, the old P Tiger. It's got cool branding too, isn't it? Cool branding. Now, we have saw some mini-mill. We've talked about this a lot. Unfortunately, they're going to be going to Solana, apparently, by the end of the year. So we'll try and keep getting an update on that. But there's the chat right now. They've just been holding off their buy and burn, right? They've got tons of money, guys. Tons of money. I don't know. So I'm going to guess, but it's probably somewhere between 10 and 15 million, at least somewhere in there, if not more. Now, because, if they've grown their sales quite a bit and they've got they got their production line going to be doubling up, and apparently they've already pre-sold it all, and then they've got big marketing coming Europe wide or something, and maybe even international. It's going to be a juggernaut. So, but they decided to go to Solana, and it's probably because of Floyn, which is their partner that they're going to come out launching on. The influence of the EU. I hate those EU institutions. They're terrible. Power to the people. All right, so that's source some minimal right now. Those are the markets. Let's get into the RH meme rankings, since we're having a good time today. 57 minutes on the hour. But we've got, at the moment, on rhmemes.com, we got, I'm going to ignore PDI. I don't think PDI should be on there, honestly. I don't know why they put PDI on there, but they have. I thought PDI's going $1. Get it out. All right, so we've got Peacock at the top here, 11.3 million. We got Most here at number 2, 6.6 million. Pump Tires at number 3. Pump Tires at number 3 here. And then we got P Tiger actually in the mix there, 6 million. Zero at 3.8. And then everything else is under $1 million there. So that's pretty much it. So, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 decent ones there. On there, and look at all these peacocks running around. Have I got some function on there? I have too. I've got the peacock name there. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I don't. Let's get rid of the PDI off here. That's all I can think. I don't know why they got the light on there. I don't think it's the pump tires die. Maybe it is, but shouldn't be on there. But anyway, let's move away and let's go to some of the news. Should we get into some of the news? Should we do a drum roll? We're going to have a drum roll for the projects, but we got a question from Jury Scam. Do you have to pay to get on that ranking site? I don't believe so. I think this is not a paid. I don't think so. But there are a few websites around PulseChain that you do pay this stuff, which is great. Look, it's all what PulseChain is about, isn't it? And so we're looking forward to that. Get Hex in the house there. Hi everyone, good to see you. Get Hex, welcome. We're talking about Railgun. Railgun, of course, launched. It is alive, guys. It's alive. Label. It's alive. So let's have a look at the website, and we can see that yesterday. Well, yesterday I made a mistake on my stream. I just want to admit that now. But maybe I made a mistake. Maybe I have to go back and watch it again. But the button privacy came up. I don't remember it showing up because I was stuck on liquidity. Remember that? I moved away to liquidity because I was talking about that. And I kept coming back and refreshing, but I was refreshing the liquidity page. So I don't know if that works very good. Anyway, coming back to the exchange, we've got this new private button. So we've got public and we've got Railgun there, privacy. Woohoo! Look at that. Yeah. Cool, man. Cool. Too cool for school. Anyway, we got the Railgun there, and you have to download the wallet. So you do have to download the Railgun wallet. Apparently, it's a little bit, a little bit old school clunky, and some people are going to try and make a new front end for that. But Railgun there is there. Use the Rail wallet to enable private mode. Make sure the wallet is yours and you control all shield and unshield permissions. and that's the privacy part there. Liberty Swap is not responsible for any losses caused by wrong wallets or external applications there. So that is the play. So you have to download that wallet at that website, and then you get access to the privacy, right? So you got the Railgun there, and it's got ETH Railgun, so kind of cool. So that is ETH there, and you can bridge that over to PulseChain with wrapped ETH, which is kind of cool. And it's got the contracts there and everything. Yeah. So that's kind of cool. That is cool. Too cool for school. We did on the live stream yesterday when we were doing the watch party. We did see the first 2 transactions that were done by Liberty Swap itself, or at least one of the team members. And of course, they couldn't track it because it was all shielded in the privacy swap there. So, this is going to be really cool, and that's probably worth trying. So you'll be able to do transactions there with it. I don't know if there's anything around liquidity. Let's have a look. I don't think there's anything additional in liquidity that we had to take care of. No. So that's pretty much it. So that exchange is live. Railgun is live. Now, they've got wrapped ETH at the moment, but they're going to be rolling out to new stuff. So should we go have a look at that, what that is? So that is live, guys. You can use it today. Download that wallet, and you can have your privacy. You can get your privacy, guys, at least on wrapped ETH at the moment. All right. So that's kind of cool. Let's jump away from there. Now, we do have some updates from them, so we're going to talk about that too. On the old lobby swap. We're going to get a little bit dizzy though, and find their first post. So the first post was, "Good morning, friends. Back to work since the Railgun routes went live. I've seen a few transactions flow through our swap, and everything is running smoothly." So that is good news, right? That's good news. So today we'll focus on creating more tutorials. Our team will monitor route performance, increase the support transaction sizes, and connect the routes to Batia's API so users can buy PulseChain assets from Railgun privately. Isn't that cool? That is awesome. I got to give that a double clap. Let's give a magical twinkle. Awesome. And a clap. So that's cool. So today he's going to focus on more tutorials and monitoring the route performance, increasing support transactions, connecting the routes to Batia's API so users can buy PulseChain assets from Railgun. That is awesome. So good stuff happening there from the teams. Back to the trenches. We have tons of upgrades for the season. Yeah, Christmas season is here. PulseChain season 2. More cool features are coming by the end of the year. We like it. Tutorials posted on YouTube. We have built a clear step-by-step guide directly into the UI, so Miss Di can start by trying $10 worth of ETH. So you can just play around with $10 as the minimum transaction, and they got little tutorials here. As long as the instructions on UI are followed, there is no room for mistakes. More videos on the way. My team and I are recording full walkthroughs, but everyone can already use the UI guide without issues there. Pretty cool. Why is the PDI on ETH a different address? That's a different question there, so kind of cool. All right, so that is from the team. Good morning, and that was kind of cool. And of course, yesterday they had the minimum transfer. So minimum transaction is 0.03 ETH, max transaction 1 ETH at the moment, but they're going to increase those limits in due course. Kind of cool. After 1 week of testing, they're going to move up to a limit of 10 Ethereum and then up to 100 ETH per swap. So really big scaling there. The best part of Railgun, of course, is that you get full privacy with any amount. There's no need to rely on fixed denominations per transaction like mixes such as Tornado Cash. So that is cool. That is too cool for school. Awesome work, says Carl. Looking forward to more coins added. The stable coins, yes, indeed. They're coming. Some cool stuff happening there. All right, so that is from Liberty Swap. That was coming in. I don't know if we had anything more further there. Yeah, they had that 16 hours ago. That was their official posts. I did post these there. Currently, ETH on Railgun, ETH on PulseChain are officially live. We have a small mistake in logo. They've done some changes there. You need to download a Railway wallet, so you're going to have to do that. And there's a step-by-step process there to follow. Copy and paste the Liberty Swap Railgun address in the Liberty Swap private meme there. If you're going to do transactions, it'll just step you through it as you're going through the process there. All right, so kind of cool. That is the cool stuff coming from the team. And of course, then they got up this morning and they're working hard again. So very, very cool. PulseChain has everything to become a top blockchain explorer. It does indeed. So kicking through that. But let's go back to the old view. I just realized we'll go back to this view. Yeah, it's a bit better there. And yeah, kind of cool. What else are we going to say? So these are some of the examples. So they had PulseChain to Railgun, and they've got 20 seconds. All it takes, how long it takes, and that's pretty good, right? And this ETH has become untraceable as well. So they pushed PulseChain into Railgun, and it became untraceable. Disappeared in the magic Railgun ecosystem there. Private contracts, right? Privacy contracts. They do have a little thing here 5 hours ago how the ETH Railgun and wrapped ETH PulseChain two-way intent routes work. Users do not execute steps manually. They submit a single intent. LibertySwap handles the entire route from end to end. Railgun to PulseChain. Users hold ETH inside Railgun's shield balance. Users sign an intent to receive wrapped ETH, so that's key. Users send ETH Railgun to LibertySwap. Our relay executes the settlement and delivers the wrapped ETH on PulseChain to the user instantly, 18 to 30 seconds. The sender, balance, and internal Railgun activity remain hidden. So really big deal. A lot of people are going to use this, guys. A lot of people are going to use it. Obviously, traders and large whales will use this, but actually, I think you're going to find, slowly and surely, the more retail will pick this up and get more comfortable. And of course, I don't think it gets much more comfortable than LibertySwap setup. It's pretty good. PulseChain to Railgun. Users hold wrapped ETH to PulseChain. Users sign an intent to receive ETH inside the Railgun. Our relay executes settlement and so forth. So it's just the other way, right? So PulseChain to Railgun and Railgun to PulseChain. So that's pretty much it. I think that was it on the little thing. They got little videos. Now, what I might do with these is put them in. I might download these videos and put them on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube, probably put those there, and maybe even do a post on X and promote it as well. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it live. Not live, but I'll do it later on the thing. Let's stop making that joke. Okay, yeah, we'll stop doing it. Let's stop talking to ourselves in the third person. Okay, we'll stop doing it then. I just did it. caught in a vicious circle. Okay, Railgun balance is separated for each blockchain. Your sharded balance on Ethereum is not the same balance as PulseChain or any other EVM network. Each network runs its own Railgun smart contracts and its own Merkle tree. And this means deposits, withdrawals, and transfers stay local to that chain unless a bridge or an intent route explicitly moves assets between chains. We changed the game. Railgun balances will now be unified as one through our bridge. Your shielded balance becomes available across every supported blockchain and layer. So this is the other thing. So not only are they going to be expanding the tokens that you're going to be able to use to stablecoins as well, but you're also going to tie into API with Patias. You're going to be able to buy stuff on PulseChain, and then also they're going to be able to, through the Railgun, they're also going to add in more chains, including not just EVM chains, but SVM chains as well, like Solana and presumably X1 coming out from Jack Levin. So this is huge, guys. It really does get pretty big, pretty fast. And there's a lot of players all playing on that love privacy and want to come and buy and sell crypto. And so, yeah, it's going to be fun. And, of course, that includes potentially Richard Hart, OA, Magic Art Ride type of ideas. That's what I'll say. So it's going to neat. Miyagi says, Miyagi-do. I miss Miyagi. Anyone miss Miyagi? I miss Miyagi. You are forced to be reckoned with. Thank you for everything you're doing on PulseChain. There's a peacock there. So kind of cool. So why is it better then? It creates one unified shield balance and shared liquidity across all Railgun balances on every supported chain. That alone is a major improvement, as indeed. Speed is better, cost is optimized, the whole experience becomes smoother for users. So kind of cool. So some good stuff coming out from LibertySwap. We've got those little videos. You can watch those. Kind of cool. And neat there. And I'll probably extract them all out and put them into a video and a post and stuff. All right. So I think we're almost up to date there. What is the solution for moving Tornado Cash liquidity into PulseChain and its assets without anyone finding out? Not even mummy. Best answers get rewarded. So put a little thing out there about that. We're going to move. There's some adult stuff there. Now, 1 hour ago, we got it, guys. This is what we were waiting for too. We got it, guys. We were waiting for this. Wally is back. Got myself a nice bag, extra bag of Peacock. Great prospects with LibertySwap. Absolutely, yeah. Definitely heavyweight team on the old PulseChain. 1 hour ago, we got the roadmap, guys. So it's coming. Sorry, we got an announcement for the announcement. We got 2026 roadmap is coming. 25 is coming to an end, and the only unfinished item is the PulseChain to Solana route. Oh my god, OMG, Isn't that cool? That is exciting. That is exciting. As we start shaping the 2026 roadmap, our aim is to keep improving better liquidity, better trading activity, better protection for users, better privacy, better infrastructure for the PulseChain in general. We would love to hear from you. What would you like to see on the network? Well, given you are doing Solana, be good to add X1 chain from Jack 11. We might as well put Jack Levin's name. He's got some funny name on it, isn't it? What's it called? Optimus Prime or something? Prime something? Siberia's Prime. To the Railgun. What else? Is that what we're going to say, guys? I think so. Will be opened up soon. As XDEX is launching. We might as well put Jason in there too, right? Let's do that. It's launching. Opened up soon. XDEX launching after blockchain upgrade. This week. I think it's this week, yeah. It's all right, cool. That is cool. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. Everyone's like, what the hell's he doing? I'm doing it live. Railgun project call. Yeah, that's true, Wally. All right, so that is the play. Let's see what happens. There. I could have put heaps of other stuff in there. Actually, I also would like to know more about timing of Peacock staking and meme airdrops slash meme box and dashboard. That was terrible. Dashboard. All right. I've probably got heaps of other things on the list, but those are the two ones that come to mind right now. They'll probably get like, get lost. Yeah, get lost. You're so needy. They'll probably say, you're so needy. All right, so that's kind of there. Have we got Fast Abdul in the house there? I'm here for the tech. Well, it's good that you're here, Fast Abdul, because we're about to talk about your project. That's the last topic of the day. Let's talk about your project. But we're up to an hour and 12 minutes, guys, and I was supposed to finish about now, but we've still got heaps of stuff to go through. So this is a mega long live stream today. It is going to be mega. Good thing I've got my cold cup of coffee. Ouch. All right, so that is the last from Railgun. So that was a big deal. That's why I want to spend a lot of time on it, because it is such a big deal. And you can see these guys are going to be rolling out so much more, guys. So much more. It's going to be so cool. So very, very cool. All right, so looking good there. All right, let's get into the next one, right? We're going to move on into the monster thread next, guys. So that is just hot off the press too, the monster thread. So we're going to get into that. Now, monster thread number 31. So 31 weeks the monster thread has been out as professional, as you guys know, from the Kryptonite show. And it has been around for 31 weeks. And basically, we do a lot of research on the old PulseChain. And we do a lot of research on the PulseChain, and it is we do it every week. So we do research on the whole PulseChain every week. We don't do like blockchain stuff like CryptoSoul. We do market research, pretty much for the whole chain. And so we have a good idea of who's doing what's going on, and that's what we end up. We take some of that information and put it into the weekly monster thread. Now, MVS Crypto, of course, is the editor-in-chief of the monster thread. He's also the promotional lead for the Kryptonite show. And Kryptonite show is one of 3 teams that I'm aware of that do professional promotions on PulseChain, in addition to all the free stuff and all the community stuff we do. Obviously, we love PulseChain, otherwise we wouldn't do it. And we've been doing it for 6 years, covering streaming 6 years for X and PulseChain. And so it is a real passion. Now, we also saw the fact that there was a big gap in the market for news. a big gap in the market for promotions, and a lot of teams were wanting stuff like that. So we've kind of doing all sorts of stuff across all that range. And the Monster Thread is just a real joy to do it. I really enjoy this publication. It's so good. And it puts a lot of heart into it, right? So it's kind of cool. But it is a professional publication that we put out every week. Now, Monster Thread number 31. This is perfect for if you're busy during the week, you want to catch up on PulseChain. A lot of people are busy. They want to catch up. If you're new to PulseChain or you want to onboard people to PulseChain, then the Monster Thread is perfect for them because it just gets them up to speed. And now there's 31 weeks of history of all the news. And we really do survey everybody. And we also get the best stuff. And it is a neutral publication. In other words, there's no bias put into it. It's basically, if you're doing something cool, it will get in there, right? So, and it's a mixture of DeFi, GameFi, NFTs, people, personal stuff. Like if you're climbing a mountain and you're in the PulseChain community, that's pretty cool. So you get put in there. So there's lots of cool things around the PulseChain weekly Monster Thread. All right, so the title today is Richard's Stream, Hex birthday, and of course Railgun launching. And we just covered Railgun just now, and much, much more. So let's move on there. So the first story there was Richard Hart. Now Richard Hart always leads the stories because he's the founder of PulseChain and Hex, and it's also a tribute to him and his leadership. And of course, Richard Hart there dropped a long-awaited 47-minute video talking PulseChain and ProveX. And of course, he answered a list of questions sent in by the community as well. And it was a pretty cool there. There was a few little mixed signals, but it was a pretty cool setup there. And then some of the best stuff was pulled out by RH Max in particular. And he pushed out some of those videos as well on Richard, and it was pretty cool. And Richard's feeling pretty good about where PulseChain's going. And as I mentioned yesterday, he's dropped a few blues clues about he's more interested in PulseChain season than altcoin season. He says, if you had so much hate around the 10,000x on Hex, then what are you going to do to the next token that goes up? So there's lots of cool bullish stuff coming up from Richard. But he's also saying to the community, are you the sell pressure? Hello, sell pressure. I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off, all that sort of stuff. Don't sell at a loss, so he's still protecting people that really want to be diamond hands and be around for when things do go really cool. And he kind of hinted that at the end of the video with a nice summation that RH Max pulled out about where it's going to go. So that was pretty cool. So, Richard's smiling, and I'm sure we'll be smiling too. All right, so we saw a bit of a pump yesterday too with the $4 million or whatever coming into the play. So it was pretty exciting to see that as well. And Richard even made mention of that, the Jeet selling into it. But it does look like we're having a higher price floor be put in place based on what I reviewed earlier in the show. All right, so the next thing was new tokenomics functions. So PulseChain's True DeFi coming in-house there. Now, True DeFi is led by quite a few well-respected OGs in-house. So they're going to be doing a perpetual dividends and cash flow for token protocols and hold across all networks. They're going to be transcending staking, burning, and taxation. And you can find about True DeFi there. So really bring some innovation, I think, in kind of the indexing space. So that's going to be pretty cool with the investment vehicle that they're setting up there. So redistributes DeFi service revenue to every token community in the industry there. So they're going to be propping up, I guess with the indexing, purchasing, propping up other projects of that are considered good as well. So we'll keep a lookout for that. But that's True DeFi. Big shout out to the team there. Got some pretty well-respected individuals leading that. Now, Switch activity. So Brandon, of course, he is also, we talked about cryptographics earlier. Brandon is obviously, he helped do the design work with his team to develop some of those protocols there. Cryptographics was bringing the genius of the design and them then getting it built through Brandon. Now, Brandon's obviously got his own site called Switch, and that has added PulseChain. I think it's been maybe, 6 weeks now, 4 or 6 weeks, something that ballpark. And they have just gone up big time. They just hit 5,000 swaps. So people on PulseChain definitely using it. I've seen lots of friendly comments about that. The next milestone is 10,000. So that was really cool. So big shout out to Brandon there, a PulseChain influencer, but of course moved into developing and leading the way there. And of course, having an influence on both PulseChain with a lot of projects as well as Ethereum as well. So cool stuff happening there with Switch. If you haven't used Switch, definitely give it a try. Now, all the links to the news items are all there, so you can go to all the source material there. RocketX. Now, this is a independent group, of course, 43,000 followers. they list PulseChain. So you can do swaps across 200 chains now with ultra fast and low fees there. So, we're getting so many connections into PulseChain now. It's really feeling, this has been the year of connection, hasn't it? This whole year with PulseChain, with all these, ramps. We've had on-ramp, ramp now. We've had, obviously, Liberty Swap. It really is getting good with all the things that we've, getting added into the chain. Now, I did a list of it, actually. I think we've got, I must be heading towards 30s, 25 to 30 links there. I need to go get that old diagram there. It's a really good diagram. We've got so many ways of crossing into PulseChain now. So RocketX exchange added, very, very cool. Really, really, really neat stuff happening here. Now, there's another big one too that we added at 200 as well. I just forgot the name of it off the top of my head. Maybe someone will remember in the chat. We got 200 plus chains on there. So Rocket Exchange, guys, you can actually get onto PulseChain now with that. With Pulse, I believe it's just Pulse that does that too. Santa lands on PulseChain. Now, Kairos, of course, is from Emmett Farms there, has released a Christmas project called Saint Richard. And of course, you can see it there. It's pretty cool. Bringing Christmas early to PulseChain with cookies and holiday mischief, daily lore airdrops, and upcoming arcade with the 2 retro Christmas themed games coming as well. So we're looking forward to that. I like gaming, as you guys know, so looking forward to that. It's great to have something focused on Christmas leading into the Christmas period, right? The Christmas holidays, kind of neat. So I got some cool artwork there. So definitely check out the old Saint Richard there from Chorus. Also, we had the Sacrifice Countdown Party. Now, obviously, we're going to be covering the ProveX Sacrifice in a minute, but Maddie Allen there hosted the ProveX Sacrifice Countdown and Watch Party. They had attended, Fast Abdul was attending, Bucker Mentors, BB Trippin, Hexfire, Brother KG. They all attended that. So that was the Sacrifice Countdown Party. That was day 21, right? So when the rate was flat, $1 for 10,000 points for the ProveX Sacrifice. And that was a pretty good. So you can check that out show. It's kind of neat. Bree-Tips come in. Now, we talked about Richard Hart at the top, right? So Richard Hart, now his core dev team has got Bree-Tip in it with the PulseChain launch, right? So big deal there. So core PulseChain developer Bree-Tip shares why he is more confident and excited for PulseChain than ever. Isn't that exciting? Now, we've seen comments out from him about the fact that he's excited about PulseChain season coming up. And he's also indicated or teased that it may not just be a season, but sustained. And that's kind of bullish. It's kind of bullish going from core PulseChain dev there for the actual blockchain, right? So kind of cool. More confident and excited for PulseChain than ever. Security, utility, and stability are rock solid, while the ecosystem growth outpaces the noise. So that's pretty cool. Obviously with the, before we had the pumps and everything, ProveX came out, the Band-Aid was ripped off. People's sentiment was pretty low. I can tell you that. As we researched the chain every day and every week, we can tell you that's true. But you could see it for yourself, right? There were even polls saying, how depressed are you, kind of thing. It was almost like that. There was several polls like that. Future of PulseChain, Susie Q shared a stream from Crypto Cabana entitled "The Future of PulseChain and ProveX," and it was a happy hour there. So big shout out to Cabana Crypto. He's a great streamer, right? Great streamer, does great guest shows, and he had BB Trip in there. He had Alex McFurter on there. All right, so Alex McFurter, of course, is working on his own protocols. Of course, the founder of Okozo and Hedron, and we're looking for 2.0, and also I think a data center as well he's running, I believe. So Alex McFurter there coming up, and we're looking forward to him. He's a great, has got some great educated opinions on a lot of topics there. So kind of cool. And I think he was talking about ProveX and the privacy and things like that, and the technology and the applications. So it's kind of neat there. Future of PulseChain, Suzy Q. PulseChain hits 9-bit. So this is another great team. Asian on PulseChain. I don't know if you guys check it out, but Asian on PulseChain does amazing stuff. Proud Hexagon Explorer and Builders. And he's going out into the Asian community in Asia and promoting PulseChain. And he's been in the Monster Thread several times because he's been doing it, regularly. And he was on the official 9-bit. Now, 9-bit there has 18,000 followers. They play, earn, and own. So it's a Web3 gaming hub. So it's kind of cool where players earn tokenized assets there. And of course, he did a street interview there, bringing awareness to the crypto community. So let's have a quick look at that. You can actually see, I think, the video there, which is pretty neat. So you can see him being interviewed. Agent on Crypto there. It was really cool. So give that a watch. I watched it. It's really good. All right, so some cool stuff there. Now, Havita, of course, is arguably the largest female influencer in PulseChain by followers, and also got a famous picture of her having dinner with Richard Hart in Europe somewhere, probably was it Finland or somewhere? But Havita there finished moving to a new home just in time for Hex anniversary. Celebrated 6 years of 100% flawless operation there, and we've got a great picture there of Havita. And I'm not sure, they like a Hex little what is it? A little, what do you call it? Fudge, like a fudge thing. I don't know, but they got little Hex on it, and there's bowler Hex. Great timing for her. So big shout out to her. We got Support the Wolf. So Tam Tam, another top female influencer, and of course rising star through the ranks there, does X spaces on PulseChain and Hex, particularly around Hex, and she is rallying the community to join Saint Wolf. Saint Wolf, of course, another regular large influencer on PulseChain, does regular shows, and that is Saint Wolf there. So big shout out to him as well. Very laid back, very cool, and they cover lots of topics there on PulseChain and market update. So that was happening as well. So you can go check that out. In fact, we might have a little video there, do we? Yeah, so check it out. Week ahead there. So it's a forward-looking view there from Saint Wolf. Fusaka upgrade goes live. So Ethereum Fusaka upgrade hit mainnet on December the 4th. So that's cool. 8 times the data throughput for rollups, UX boost, and layer 1 scaling prep, as highlighted by Broke Boy and Crypto Ewok there. It'll be interesting to see what happens with that with PulseChain in the future. Regarding upgrades, because obviously PulseChain is a full system update fork of Ethereum based on the 10th of May 2023. But of course, the key is that Richard obviously wants scarcity to come into PulseChain and wants the price to go up and all that sort of stuff. So it'd be interesting whether we get some of these things. So obviously Ethereum has layer 2s and all that sort of stuff, which is basically just a ledger, a database, and things like that. So. We'll see what happens there, roll-ups and all the good stuff. Vouch validated milestone. Vouch share ecosystem now boasts 5,000. Now, I did talk about this earlier in the marketplace, but they've been doing amazing there. So we're really excited about that. And of course, they got VPulse and Vouch holders, burns plus yields on low volume. So big shout out there to the Vouch community. We got Railgun is here. Of course, we talked about that earlier. Crypto Coffee covered that in a pre-post. That was just around about the time that it launched yesterday. And Liberty Stop Railgun there. So big shout out to Crypto Coffee. Obviously, arguably, probably the largest influencer overall for PulseChain there. Does quasi-regular shows, I would say. So there we go. What the Hex? DJ Cryptomatic, of course, is out regularly every week, just dancing and singing and playing the tunes. But he does a What the Hex show, so that's kind of has guests come in, but he also has his DJ shows as well. So he's got a lot of content, and it's very, very good, and everyone enjoys that. But that was a great show there, What the Hex show there, with a lot of OGs in there too. Wildest J, Papa B, Toby, and then Peter as well. So pretty cool. Everyone's having a good time there, as you can see. It was a pretty funny show, actually. So What the Hex there is was on there too. And then finally, Captain Chaos stream. So Captain there, and of course Johnny Chaos had an epic stream there talking about PulseChain as well. So that was pretty cool also. So yeah, just one moment, got a call coming. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Sorry, I just had a call there. So that was some of the cool stuff that happened. Now, there was quite a few streams last week that made it into the news. But some of the key items there that we had was, Richard Hart's video dropping. That was a pretty big deal. Brandon's getting 5,000 swats and switches there. RocketX exchange there coming out on the news. Pretty cool. We've got, what else there? We had... PulseChain hits 9-bit, so I'm getting promoted on the Asian community there with official Web3 gaming. Some cool stuff happening there. A lot of streamers, a lot of cool stuff happening in those shows. They're a really good set of shows too. Fusaka going live, Vouch validated milestone, pretty awesome there. So lots of cool stuff happening in the news, and then a lot of good streams were over the last week. Now, some of the honorable mentions were CryptoSolves that did a post by why PulseChain cause tokens aren't accepted for ProveX sacrifice. It's a really good piece. You should go read that. Corey Geary says, get ready for Christmas. Live vibes and holiday hype coming in. So that was from Corey Geary. Big shout out to him as well. And then Mr. Robbie. So if you guys know Robbie Davidson, he's a big whale in the system as well. Big OG. And of course, said happy birthday, Hicks, 6 years, cake, candles, and crypto glory. So big shout out to Mr. Robbie Davidson. And of course, many of you will know him. All right, so some of the cool things inside the monster thread is Heart with Dog, episode number 6, True DeFi from PulseChain to all chains, Saint Richard, of course, the Christmas project set up to celebrate for PulseChain, and we got Rhinify as well with their 6 cycle rewards. Emmett Farms in the house there, the collaboration with Pulse Store. So PulseChain Store, of course, been giving out a lot of free t-shirts. So they've got a collaboration there. You can actually take PulseChain Store token and put that, I think it's PLS, I think it is, and you can put that in the Emmett Farm and earn with that too. So big shout there. Perfect collaboration between a top farm and a top merchandise store in PulseChain. So really great to see that. Obviously, the Crypto Night Show, Community Catalyst, and meme competition is on right now, and of course the ProveX sacrifice as well. So lots of cool stuff there. Let's quickly go through some of this. Now, Hog is unstoppable. A blast off to anime. You got to say, we're so lucky, guys, to have an anime series covering PulseChain. Honestly, they cover community members, they cover project teams, they cover influencers, they cover celebrities outside of PulseChain. They've got a bit of everything in there, and they've got their first season was Pulse of the Fallen. That's gone through. We've been following that. Now they've got the interim series called Chronicles of Hog, Somi, and Andrew Tate. That's 6 episodes. That is going to be 7, by the way, guys. So the 6 episodes going to be split into 2, and that's exciting coming up from Heart with Dog. So there we go. That's a little bit of alpha breaking there. And then we've got the second season coming up, probably in the new year's, my guess. We shall see. Obviously, I don't know the full timeline, but that's kind of the idea. We may get those 2 more episodes for Christmas, and then maybe season 2 for Pulse of the Fallen in the beginning of next year. So we're so I feel spoiled. I feel like we're spoiled with the anime series on PulseChain, but that's so good. Look at the artwork and the storyline. It's pretty awesome. I mean, you can see Somi there. You got Andrew Tate. You got Hog on the left there. It is hilarious stuff there. There's been a battle, obviously. And of course, they got a sneak peek right at the end of this video. They got episode 5 here, I think, and then at the end they got a sneak peek into episode 6. So go check that out at the end. I won't show it myself, but it's so cool. So big shout out to the Hog team. Very, very cool. All the socials as well. You can join their Telegram. Got the Hog token there as well. So pretty awesome. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Just watching it makes me feel spoiled there. True DeFi, of course, is coming down the line. So another project. And of course, they're going to perpetual cash flows and dividends for every token community. This has got a pretty well-established team there. You definitely want to check this out and find out all about it. Do your due diligence as always, but that's got some of the flows about how they're going to operate in there. So pretty key. True DeFi in the house. Beyond individual returns, True DeFi introduced the integration amplifier, a groundbreaking new perpetual cash flow function that infuses intrinsic economic value in tokens in a community. So generally join up there and find out more about it. I'm very excited about where these guys might go. And of course, we could see quite a few tokens that they invest in get pushed up too. So it's a win-win there with the old indexes. As you guys know, on the stock market, index tokens are very popular. So that's kind of the way I view this project. So keep a lookout for that. It's going to be fun to see. They're going to have no token, as I understand. There's going to be no token for it. So you check that out. I think they have points or something like that. So check that out. Now, the other big one we've got is coming up for Christmas, and it's always good to have a Christmas project for Christmas. So Kairos has taken that upon his shoulders from Emmett Farms, and he's got the SRH token that's already out. You can go and buy and sell that. Obviously, do your own due diligence on that. PulseChain's Pulsemas excitement is coming. Cookies, rewards, and giveaways. So we've got Richard Hart there as Santa, of course, and that's ticking away there. So just dropped Saint Richard, the ultimate Christmas meme token exploding on PulseChain. They're going to have a lot of stuff coming up for the Christmas season for this. Saint Richard's legendary cookies, glowing candles, daily lore drops. They're going to have daily lore drops there, jaw-dropping festive art, and epic Pulsemas countdown. So that countdown's coming out. So we're going to probably be covering that. And they're going to have a nice list of showering airdrops. Now, if anyone's been in Emmett Farm, they have these airdrop bots. Well, you're going to have your airdrops in this and on diamond-handed community. So I guess if you're holding the token there, lots of airdrops potentially coming your way. So pretty fun stuff coming there, and we're looking forward to it. So, yeah, what do they got here? They got they're going to have a nice list reward. So I guess, if you've been naughty or nice, they're going to have a nice list reward there for active DGN. So it's pretty cool. They're going to have lore bombs come down. So I'm interested in what that's going to be. They're going to have giveaways, and they're going to have arcade coming, which you guys, if you like gaming, that's coming as well. They're going to have 2 epic games for that. So we're looking forward to that as well. Yeah, bring it on. It's going to be good. So the token there is operating as well. Kind of fun. So that is really fun there from Kairos. Big shout out to him. Rhino 5, of course, is in here regularly. They do a great job. They are combat tokens. So combat token means that they have a reflection token. They build up a treasury every 28 days. They take some of that treasury, they put it into a buy and burn, and they push up the token. They do LP building and all sorts of stuff, and they hand out pulse rewards. So it's a real win-win across the board, and this thing is doing really well. The pulse ratio has been very solid for the last couple of weeks, even though we've had this volatility in the market. So it really has been living up to that. So they have also one of the best communities out there. Honestly, you get in there in the Telegram, and it feels like you're home. Feels like you're home. So you can see the artworks are really good too. They really are ticking all the boxes. Big shout there. You can see they've already got 305 million pulse sitting in the treasury, and they've got 16 million sitting in the current buy and burn. So pretty powerful ecosystem. Yeah, so check them out. They've got more stuff coming down the line as well. For the old Rhino 5. Now, what else? Let's jump into Emmet. Now, you got to love this. Emmet collabing with PulseChain store. I mean, you can't do much better than that, right? You can't do much better than that. We've got Emmet t-shirts in here. Don't you love that? Emmet t-shirts there, high APRs. I love that. And then you've got the PulseChain store. So pretty cool stuff coming from them. And you can see they've got this collab going with PulseChain store. Now, PulseChain store gives away, I think, hundreds, if not thousands of t-shirts. I mean, it's just crazy on PulseChain branding. So they've got their token PLS, and they've collabed with Emmet, and there's a farm in there. At the time of print, this was 76% APR, so you can check that out with the PLS and Pulse. So it's almost the same, but that is pretty awesome. So check that out. Also, Emmet Farms has a ZAP feature, which makes it really easy to put liquidity in and get your LP tokens all put into the pool. Well worth checking out as well. Taking the one token, etc. So Emmet also is, someone was asking about farms for Emmet. Well, Emmet's obviously, they have a 5% tax, 1% is burned, 4% is for single-sided staking, and they have a 50% APR on EDI stables. It's been pretty damn good, honestly, and so that's pretty popular, earning EDI, so it's kind of neat. They have very controlled inflation in the system, so they balance it out. It's very clever, and it's made it sustainable farm there. They have a lot of other popular pools. I mean, they've got tons. I mean, the Emmet Farm's done a collab with a lot of different pools. So they've got all these pools here with Vouch, Ink Printer, Peacock, and Vox. These are all top tier teams, right? I'd put them all up there, either in that blue chip or in the B category. It's really good stuff here. What else? So there you can get the Emmet token at the moment. You can go snap that up. There's a cool little video here. Nice little video. PulseChain store. All right. So you got all the farmers. Emmet is a farm, right? So you got all the farmers there going in the PulseChain store, getting some Emmet t-shirts with high APR. It's beautiful. So that's from them there at the moment. Now we do have some shout outs, of course, in the monster thread here. So we've got some community shout outs because there's lots of people doing so many good things every week. We've got David Feder out there, the Validator King. We've got B Roots there doing market breakdowns. We've got Crypto Coffee with his crypto wisdom. Your friend Somi, of course, out there doing constant infotainment all day. We've got Calliard Crypto there, Bullish Threads, and we've got Liberty Swap, of course, onboarding the world onto PulseChain. So awesome shout out to all those teams. And of course, we've also got some other stuff coming out with there was supposed to be a meme poll here, but unfortunately it didn't work. But we've got Bria, Top App, P-Tiger, and Peacock competing there. And finally, we've got the ProveX sacrifice. Now, this is the results for yesterday, which is perfect for where we're going next, right? So we had the balance yesterday was at 15.9 million. All right, for the end of day 26. So 15.9 million. And today, let's have a look at it. We are at just rolled over half an hour into day 28. Let's do the refresh. Do refresh here. So we just started day 28. So the base rate now has gone up to $1.52. So really, this would really be dampening out sacrifices now. And we just finished day 27. So day 26, we had 15.917 million on sacrifice. 316 billion points and 12,800 holders. Today we just rolled over day 27. We got 15.955. So it really hasn't gone up that much. What's that? $40,000, $38,000, or maybe 48, around $40,000, maybe if that. So that's pretty lame. No, that's pretty small. It's pretty small. We're at 316 billion points. We had 316 yesterday. I don't know why that's not really changed much, but I guess it's just because it's such a small amount and that people are getting so much lower points now. 12,866 sacrifices. Yesterday we had 12,816. So what's that gone up by 52, is it? No, that's gone up by 50. 50 sacrifices. So there we go. Yesterday we had the top pool. So the tool was actually, that's not the one we want to look at. We want to look at the extra sacrifices. Where's that gone? Further down, down here. Not sure how that got moved around, but anyway, we got 5.3 million from the ProveX pool. This is run by Buckamentals, and that is at still around 5.3. So not really any change there. Up about $1,000, is it? Not even that. $500, something like $500. So not really changed there. The actual bridge value. So we had 11.6 million, 3.6 million, and what do we have on here? We had 11.573. So that looks like that's gone up. What's that? 27, 33K on Ethereum increase today, just in 24 hours. So it's really tapered off, guys. Really big time. PulseChain was 3.602 now. We're 602. So that PulseChain's hardly changed. Like, in fact, it doesn't look like it's changed at all. So it looks like that's pretty flat. And maybe, yeah. So Ethereum is up just slightly. BSC was 172. What do we do? 171. So BSC's gone up a little bit. Base has gone up a little bit as well. And Bitcoin is, we had 119. 119. So not much change there. So we had a little bit of increase in BSC base, and Ethereum was the bulk of that increase today. Let's have scrolled right down to the bottom there. See what else there. Interesting, some of the chains, right? Nero 62K from Nero. That's interesting. Solana 41K. It's kind of interesting. That bodes well potentially for the expansion for Railgun, right? For that, since there is already a bit of money coming in Solana there. And then all the way down, what do we got there down the bottom? Not much happening down there. Monad, $50 on Monad. I know that was you. Guys. So that is the monster thread, guys. That is the last one there. So pretty monster. It was pretty epic this week. That's a huge monster thread. Awesome stuff going there. That was huge. So well done to MVS Crypto, the editor-in-chief of the monster thread. Another fantastic week. 31 weeks, guys. Check it all out. Pretty awesome. I'm going to post the link in the chat there. Monster 31, and boom, boom. We're heading towards Christmas too. Oh, what have I done there? Actually tapered there. I'm doing a monster stream right now. Speaking of monsters. Speaking of monster there. That is the link there, Monster 31. So share it around. That's what it's for, guys. Share it around all new onboards. If you're busy, of course, it's a great way to come and catch up on the news there. And, of course, gets reposted by a lot of people in the community. So big shout out to all the people that repost it. Smash the repost button today. That's all I can say. Now, I'm in the chat there. I'm going to post this link underneath the live stream as well on X. Monster thread 31. Read here. Bam. All right. So cool. All right. That is that. Let's jump away into the. We've got a couple more things. So let's go into Rack and Michelle. So we're talking about new projects that are coming. Before we do that, though, let's catch up on a few comments in the chat that I didn't get to. Scroll back up here. We've got Brennan in the house there. Hey, super. Cheers for the alpha. I appreciate that, Brennan. Big shout out. Welcome to the chat. Brennan's our TA guru in the Discord and community moderator. So big shout out there. Crypto Jackson house there. PulseChain. I'm loving it. We like that too. That's cool. Smash the like and subscribe. Definitely do that. What else there? We got Most Army in the house there. This white paper has the new contract info. Are you talking about cryptographics? Maybe that's the one you're referring to earlier. We got Serge in the house there. Reposted the stream. A big shout out. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Wally says, never gamble silly bets in huge amounts. Instead, invest instead. PulseX, Inc, Hex, Peacock, PLSP on chain. There, that's Wally. Nice one there. Good list. Hexcavator in the house there. Hey, gang. Good to see Hexcavator. One moment, caller, says Brennan. One moment, indeed. Gen X rocks. Gen X does rock, actually. Well, a good part of it does. Most Army says, thanks, cryptographics. Looks good. Referring to the white paper, no doubt. Mikey says, I'm a farmer there. On the old Emmett farm. Monster Mash is Hexway, Monster Mash indeed. Do the Monster Mash. In fact, that should be maybe the soundtrack. Oh, that sounds pretty good. Anyway, so we've got two big projects coming up here. We've got Coin Mafia. Looks like it's front-running Coinwell from Rackham. So Coin Mafia is going to be this token launcher site, and it's going to have very different tokenomics from pump tires and pump fun, etc. So that's coming up. It's also going to have a referral program, so that'll be pretty popular. I know that a lot of community members will enjoy that, as well as influencers. We're also going to have a native token at launch. So we weren't aware of that, so it was kind of new news. So it's going to have a native token at launch on December the 8th. They are quietly handpicking a tiny crew for Coin Mafia, early entry and VIP edge. So I think Joshua Wu is playing a big role in that too. So big shout out to Joshua there. We may have him on the show very soon with the launch of Coin Mafia. Yes, indeed. So that could be happening soon too. We do have the tokenomics of Coin Mafia. A fairer, smarter cryptocurrency launcher. So that's coming up. Truly zero fees on buys. Guaranteed fair launch pricing. Harder pumps, bigger wins. Creator can secure first buy, but fairly. A real multi-chain on every major EVM. So that's going to be popular. And of course works on every major Uniswap V2 fork, as well as industry first smart refund system as well. So if it doesn't launch, you're going to get a refund basically if you haven't sold it, if you're assuming you haven't sold it. So why Coin Mafia wins there? 0% fees, built-in anti-snipe floor protection, true EVM multi-chain every V2 DEX, fair creator allocation, max 10%. I think it's 82%, isn't it, for bump tires? Same bar, if you want to take it, that is up to. Same bar, strong pumps, and of course unique pro rata refunds that actually protect the retail. So that's going to be an interesting feature, isn't it? So launch is imminent. That is coming up. Now that's funny enough as front run Coinwell. Coinwell is the full DeFi ecosystem that Rackham Michelle is going to be offering, and that we'll see whether that makes it before the end of the Christmas or whether that pumps into January. We're going to see. Obviously, important to have good sentiment in the market, so maybe wanting a few more weeks up the belt there for that. But it looks like Coin Mafia will be launching, and really been impressed with the use of the 8 videos and stuff. It's going to be kind of cool. So that is coming up there from that. Now the other big one, of course, and this is huge. This is probably going to be one of the heavyweights on PulseChain because it is multi-chain as well. And that is a Vault 369. Now the token is live, of course. You can buy and sell the token, Pump Tires token there. And this is positioning. So this was from Fastall earlier. He says, what if I told you Vault 369 will be the best way to earn ProveX? And of course, this has been a very cool move by Fast Abdul, picking up on the ProveX, probably be the first protocol to be supporting it. Most people are still trapped in the illusion that Vault is a meme token. Of course, it's not, because it's a multi-chain, multi-collateral liquidity fork. And as I understand, that'll be the first of its kind in the world. So real innovation on PulseChain. And while not always, a lot of the time, capital follows the innovation if it's good, right? If it's good. While Vault 369 is quietly positioned to be the biggest ProveX earner on the chain, Vault 369 won't just use ProveX as collateral. It will be one of the easiest ways to earn ProveX automatically in that goal. So it's going to be popular. How? Take the red pill. It says redeeming VUSD will send ProveX, Pulse, VPulse, and UPulse to Vault stakers. Bonded liquidity links ProveX to the Vault the way the Matrix links mines. We got VUSD. Liquidity providers will earn ProveX from liquidations. You'll be able to stake Vault. The system grows. ProveX flows to stakers automatically, and the rabbit hole goes even deeper there. Brandon always also likes using the Matrix. Hey, look, great movie. When Vault's backed by ProveX, Pulse, VPulse, and UPulse liquidate, that collateral gets absorbed by the stability pools and LP positions. Meanwhile, USD LPs can, that is Vault USD, the stablecoin LPs can earn ProveX, Pulse, VPulse, UPulse, LP liquidity trading fees, and additional Vault rewards. One LP token is results in multiple yield streams. That's pretty neat. Call it DeFi bullet time. So that is pretty cool, isn't it? Multiple yield streams there from one LP token. Just Vault 369 doing what it was designed to do. In other words, when ProveX becomes heavily used, Vault 369 becomes one of the most reliable and diversified sources of ProveX yield. Some will buy ProveX, some will buy Vault, but only those who see beyond the illusion will position in both. Free your mind with Vault 369 there. So you got the old Vault there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty fun. All right, so kind of cool. So that is from Fast Abdul, and it's got all the socials there as well. So that's coming up. That's a heavyweight, and that may very well. Apparently, it's launching soon, so that could be out before Christmas, and that would be another blue chip heavyweight on PulseChain, and that's what we want, right? We want to get more and more of these. We talked about PGC the Greys, about Vouch, a few others that we talked about earlier as well. They're in the blue chip class, and this looks very likely that it will get into that top level protocol. It's going to be multi-chain, multi-collateral as well, so it could be quite a heavyweight. There's about 35 or so liquidity forks in the world. The PulseChain has 4 of them at the moment. Typically in the past, I'm not sure about now, but they typically in the past had been in the top 10 by TVL, and this with being multi-chain could be an absolute heavyweight, and we'll see how high it can go in that champion list. It's going to be fun. Now, TVL is a big chaser. We are, one way of representing the value of PulseChain is the TVL. Obviously, we've still got, price chart still down on the low side, so the upside could be potentially huge, and a TVL re-rate on PulseChain could be quite dramatic. Getting really top tier protocols like Vault launching with this innovation around a pretty established liquidity fork is huge. So it's going to be fun. The other thing, of course, it can get capital from other chains and suck that back into PulseChain users as well to some degree. So fun times, and also help with the adoption of ProveX. So it's kind of cool. All right, so that's kind of the cool stuff there. What else? I think that's it. We're up to an hour and 50 minutes. I was only planning on an hour and a quarter, but apparently the show demanded more. We got Matt and Bali in house there. Howdy all. Good to see you, Matt. From tomorrow, those in Australia apparently need to upload ID to YouTube, while those far away don't need ID to vote. Sound like they are cooking something. What about New Zealand Super? Hey, look, they've all the liberals in the Western Hemisphere are up to no good with the ID. They say it's for one thing, and then of course they control us ultimately with it. So nothing good about that. People must revolt. People must stand up and vote them out. People have to stand up, but unfortunately, there's a lot of people that just want to be soccer mums. It's just fine to be a soccer mum, but when your freedoms are being taken away, you can't be ignorant, right? Can't be ignorant. We got Christina says happy holidays. Well, I say Christmas holidays, right? Because that's what it was always, Christmas holidays. Happy holidays is from the same progressives that were trying to take away our freedom, but I understand your sentiment there. Yeah, great Christmas holidays coming up. All right, that's kind of the place. So kind of cool. That is the news today on the old PulseChain, and we covered a lot of stuff, man. Was that a heavyweight? That was a heavyweight one there. Non-stop information there on the old PulseChain. Very, very, very cool. Hey, look, and we never know. We may get one of these happening at any time. Maybe at the New Year's Eve. You just never know. But it could be coming up as well. So we'll see.
You could get a God candle at any moment. You could get a giant green candle at any moment, because it's easier to get them, because it takes less economic energy, because there's less of it for sale.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Crypto Show, Superman Crypto, PulseChain X. We'll catch you there. And also don't forget to subscribe on X as well. Hit the follow button at the top. If you want to get into Strategy Club, join up today. Just over $1 a day to join up to there. And it's about $35 a month. So we'll look forward to seeing you there. Take care, everybody. Tomorrow's another day. We're getting closer to the interest rate cut within the 48-hour window. And hopefully that will result in our Christmas rally into the end of the year. Have a bit of a break during the New Year period, and then a rally out in maybe past the 7th or 10th December into the rest of January. And that is what we're hoping and looking forward to there. Certainly the stars are aligned, right? The stars are aligned. All right, it's going to be good. All right, I'm going to jump in the Discord now, grab some lunch. I'll see you there. Take care, and bye for now.